Hi, welcome back to Movies Reloaded. Today's film is a 2016 thriller romance Korean movie called Misbehavior, where a teacher who is unhappy with her deadbeat boyfriend, her unsecure teaching position, and her loss of youth tries to conduct herself. With no further delay, let's get it. Our main character is a girl named Hyo-joo, whose friend is pregnant. She's at school when she goes into labor, and the staff right away rushes her to the hospital. The school then, right away, changes the policy as the headmaster calls a meeting for all teachers and goes on to make it abundantly clear that the temporary teachers are not allowed to get pregnant, and if they get it, they will lose their job. The rule is really out of sorts, but they have no other choice as they need to keep the job. The principal then comes to Hyo-joo and tells her to take her friend's class as well, and if she refuses to do that, she could very much end up losing her chances of becoming a permanent teacher at school. When she goes to take the class, she sees that one of the students is missing, and the student's name is Jiha. The other students go on to tell her that Jiha has been practicing in the gym because he cannot afford the gym at his own expense, so he uses the gym they have at their school. Hyo-joo makes her way to the gym where she finds the boy and tells him that he should take proper dancing lessons. Hyo-joo also has a boyfriend who has been trying to write a novel of his own. He stays at home and does not even have a job. He does not even do any household work because he thinks it is all Hyo-joo's responsibility. Hyo-joo is annoyed at him. When she goes to school the next day, she sees that they have hired a new teacher named Young, and she has even become permanent right after her joining. It turns out that she is the daughter of the chairman. Young tells Hyo-joo that she knows her from school, and Hyo-joo used to be her senior. The next day, Hyo-joo sees Jiha yet again in the gym, but this time she sees that the boy has drunk a lot of beer and he is out. She gets closer to check in on him, but right away he kisses her. She then gives him a ride home and tells him they're going to talk about it the next day. She then confronts him the next day, and the boy tells her that she can punish him as she likes, but she does not say anything and lets it go, hoping it will not happen again. Hyo-joo is then interrupted by Young, but she tells her to wait as she is busy. Later that day, Hyo-joo's boyfriend comes to see her at school, but she tells him that he should not disturb her at her workplace, and then gives him some money. That night, Young invites her over for dinner with her dad, but when she gets to the dinner, it turns out to be her boyfriend, and Young says that she needs a friend at school to support her. They try to give her gifts, but she refuses to take them, and tells them they have got the wrong woman. She is not one to take bribes, and leaves. When she gets home, she sees her boyfriend packing. He's ready to leave, and he tells her that she does not show any interest in him anymore, and so he has decided to leave. She apologizes to him, but he is too heartbroken and leaves. The next day, when she is at school, she catches some boys seeing close-up pictures of Young's back. She goes to Young and tells her that she should be dressing up properly because she's a teacher now, and she even goes on to show her the photos. The next day, when she is at her school, she goes on to check in on Jiha in the gym again, and this time, she is shocked because she catches him having sex with Young. The next day, when the meeting is going on, they talk about how a teacher got caught with one of her students. And later that day, Hyo-joo goes on to talk to Young. She tells her that she knows everything. She gets scared, and she goes on to beg her to not tell anyone, because if anyone gets to know about this, her father and her fiancé will also hear this, and they're going to kill her. Hyo-joo tells her that she will not think about ratting her out, only if she makes sure that she does not see Jiha again. The next day, when Jiha comes to the gym, she goes there and tells him that he is not allowed to practice there anymore, as he is no more a trusted student. When Jiha comes out of school later that evening, she is waiting for him outside, and tells him to get into her car. She then takes him to a dance school, where she tells him that she is going to take care of the expenses, adding that she has already talked to his parents. She has Jiha's phone, and this message is received on his phone. The message was sent by Young. She gets pissed off and goes on to break his phone. The next day, she calls Jiha to her office and makes him sign up for a dance competition. She goes on to tell him that she wants him to do well in the future. She keeps chauffeuring him around, and one night, he asks her to accompany him to a dance competition and goes on to give her his watch. She wears it to school the next day, and it is noticed by Young as well. One night, when Jiha's father is with his girlfriend, Hyo-joo takes him to her place to spend the night, and that night, her boyfriend shows up. He apologizes to her at first, but when he sees Jiha there, he thinks she is cheating on him and leaves. That night, she is unable to sleep, so she goes to Jiha and they end up making out. The next thing, they go on to have sex. Another dance competition arrives, and Hyo-joo is there to support him. There, she notices that Young is also there when the competition is over. Hyo-joo looks for the boy, but he is nowhere to be found. We then see that he is in a car with Young. It turns out that Young is the one who put him on the task to get close to Hyo-joo so that she could get back at her, as she is still scared of her because Hyo-joo knows about her and Ji-ha. Hyo-joo then drives up to his house, and there she sees Young dropping him off, and they even go on to kiss as she looks on. Hyo-joo is now heartbroken. From that day on, Ji-ha starts to ignore her at school as well. Because of those competitions, he has now gotten to a good college as well. One day, she finally approaches him and confronts him about everything. He goes on to tell her that he has already gotten into a good college, so he does not need her anymore, neither does he want to have anything to do with her. She then confronts Young, but this time, the girl shuts up Hyo-joo because she also knows about her and tells her that she has already told everything to her dad. We then see that her friend who is pregnant at the start, she's also back, and the principal right away fires Hyo-joo. Hyo-joo goes to Young and begs her to forget what happened between them, and she agrees. She then says that they should be friends. Hyo-joo requests that she talk to her father about her job, and she agrees. That night, she goes to hang out at Young's place, and she asks Hyo-joo if she actually fell in love with Ji-ha. Young says that she could never have fallen in love with that boy because he's just a kid. She was just having fun, but now she is done with him. She then makes fun of Hyo-joo for falling in love with him. Hyo-joo loses her cool and goes on to spill hot tea right on her face, then texts Ji-ha from her phone. He comes over, and when he walks in, she tells him she is friends with Young, and he finds it hard to believe as he is aware that they do not like each other at all. As they get to talk, she tells him that they could have made a good couple, but he tells her that he loves Young. He then says that she just needs sex and proceeds to have sex with her. When he goes to the bathroom, he finds Young's dead body and cries. After that, she is about to get caught by the police, and the movie ends. I hope you liked the video, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. Done? Great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.